Alright guys, so in this video, I'm going to be showing you another method on how you can use green screen with Unreal Engine 4. Now this method is going to be using composure. Composure, there is not a lot of tutorials out there that shows composure completely from start to beginning, including the export. Majority of the documentations and YouTube tutorials stop right before the export. Pretty much they just get the green screen keyed and they call it a day and they stop the video, which is very frustrating because for somebody trying to learn Unreal Engine 4, it took me a hot minute to figure out what was going on and why it was not working. But lucky for you, I am doing a complete video of that right now from the beginning to the end, all the way to the export. So let's go ahead and get started. I have a map here, environment that I got from the marketplace. So if I'm going to go ahead and go here to my maps, and let's go to the demo map, and I'm just going to load that up real quick. I'm not going to use anything fancy. It's just something I downloaded off of the marketplace just to show you guys how to composite green screen footage inside Unreal Engine 4 using the built-in Composure plugin. Alright guys, so now that we have our environment set up, let's go ahead and take a look real quick. It's a pretty nice setup here. What is this? Okay, it's just a floor. Alright, so what we're going to do now is just press G so I can turn off all those annoying things. And what I'm going to do is just pretty much make this the backdrop here. Now, one of the limitations on using composure is that, as far as I know, it's only a 2D compositing. It's not like a 3D compositing like I showed you guys before in a previous video, which if you haven't seen, go ahead and check it out because it's just another method on compositing green screen inside Unreal Engine 4. With that being said, let's go ahead and turn on the Composure plugin, which we are going to need. So if you go to Edit, Plugins, go to Built-in, and we're going to turn on Composure. Okay. I'm not going to restart just yet because we're going to turn something else on. Go to Edit, Project Settings, and we're going to type in Alpha. For this one, we're going to do linear color space only. You're going to need this for your alpha. So let's go ahead and restart now. Alright, so we're just going to go ahead and go back to that demo map. Okay, it's going to compile some shaders, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and go right here. I'm going to slow this down a little bit. It is a little bit too fast. Alright, so while that's compiling the shaders, let's go ahead and start creating some folders. I'm going to go back to my main content folder and right click, new folder. I'm just going to do footage. Alright, and after that we're going to go right click, media, image, media source. Okay, and then we're just going to go footage. I'm going to double click that and I'm going to find my green screen footage, which we're not going to use that one, and I'm going to tell you here in a second. I'm going to go to, see here, should be green screen, export, and I have here is a PNG sequence file. Open. Alright. Frame, I'm going to do 24 frames per second, save, and then exit. Now, I did a PNG sequence because Unreal Engine 4 does not like MP4s or any other video files. It likes PNG sequences or any other sequences, image sequences, inside Unreal Engine 4. So you have to, in my opinion, go ahead and export your file or your video as an image sequence if you're trying to work inside Unreal Engine 4. Alright, so what we're going to do next is turn on our Composure, which I already have on here, but to turn it on, you just go to Window and then click Composure Compositing, and that's going to pop up somewhere. But what I do is I usually just dock it here, right here, so it's a little bit neater. Oh, and I just undocked it accidentally, so let's go ahead and dock it back in. Alright, so what we're going to do next is, since we already have that footage in there, we're going to create a new media, right click, media, and we're going to do a media player. And then we're going to do video output media texture, yes, click checkbox, okay, and we're going to do, just leave it by default, is okay. Alright, and then what we're going to do next is turn on the TV, and then click your footage here that we imported, and you're going to see this noob right here behind a green screen. And then right here, I usually just double click this as well. Now, one of the bugs right now in Unreal Engine 4 4.25 is you are going to have to keep going back to the screen, this page right here, because sometimes it's just going to cut off the link. I don't know why that happens, but you're going to see that we're probably going to open this multiple times during this tutorial. And what I'm going to do here is just go ahead and loop it out, save. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and minimize this and not close it because we're going to need it a lot. All right. All right, with that being said, you're going to see that our new media player video is now showing up right here, which is good. That is a good sign. Let's go back to our composure now. We're going to right click, create new comp. Now, to think about composure, what we're doing right now is, if you're familiar with After Effects, this is your composition that you're creating, okay? So what we're going to do is just create an empty comp shot. All right, so this is your composition, and you're going to see that there's a little window right here that's going to pop up saying that's empty. That's fine. And then what we're going to do is actually right-click that, and we create a layer element, and we're going to go with media plate. All right, and then we're going to click on that media plate, and on the right side of that, you're going to see composure. Under composure, you're going to go to input. All right, just keep twirling the options, and then we're going to choose our media player media texture. And then right away, you're going to see this noob in your bottom right corner now. So that's good. That means it's working properly. Okay, so the next thing we are going to need to do is create a camera for this scene. So now what we're going to do is right click the composition again. We're going to do add layer element. And what we're going to do next is a CG layer. Okay. And that's fine. We're going to name it CG element 1 is okay. And it's telling you right now you're missing a camera. So that's okay. We're just going to go here, top left, camera, and then, oops, not cami, camera, cinema actor, drag and drop that to your scene. And then just going to change the settings to maybe a little bit wider angle. And I'm going to push it back. All right. Like so. That's fine for now. And then we're going to go to the CG element, which is your camera. And then what we're going to do now is click on composure at the very top of the pile. And then we're going to go to input. We're going to put target camera actor, cinema camera actor. And that's good to go. That means you're telling composure to take a look at that camera to use with the composure. All right, so that's okay. It's showing empty. Media plate is still there, so that is good. And the CG element is the camera that we have. So if you go here, you're going to see that I'm actually moving that, okay? So basically, the point of compositing is we're going to take our media plate and composite it to this environment, right? So how do we do that? Well, Unreal Engine 4 uses a material system to get this accomplished when using a composure. So what we're going to do now is go to Content Browser. We're going to right-click. We're going to create a new material, and then we're just going to, new material is okay. I'm not going to rename any of this stuff. And what we're going to do now is actually double-click that material, and it's going to take you to this material graph. All right, first thing you need to do is right here under material, you are going to click post-process, and that is going to get rid of the opacity, but that's okay. And then what you're going to do next is right-click the empty space, and you're going to do param, I can't type, param 2D, or 2D param. Let's try 2D param, and it's right here, texture sample parameter 2D. Let's go ahead and do that. Click that, and we're going to name this the actor, okay? And then we're going to copy and paste that, Control C, Control V. We're going to create a new one, and then we're going to rename this right here, background. Okay, so now you have two of these param 2Ds, and in the middle of that, we're going to create an over layer. So over, under composure, you're going to see over. All right, so basically, the way this works is you're going to combine two elements, you're going to combine it, and you're going to pretty much export it into one. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the RGBA. You want this on top. This one for B. So basically you're saying, I want the actor in front of the background. So you want A, B, and then right here, we're going to go to emissive color. Press save. Okay, and then you can go ahead and close that. All right, after that's done, you're going to go back to your composure, okay? And you're going to click on the very top layer, and then what you're going to do is actually go to transform compositing passes. Go ahead and twirl down. We're going to click this little plus box, and then what you're going to do is twirl down again. And what we're going to do now is drag that material to this box. Okay? And you're going to see this weird green bubbles. Well, that's okay. What we're going to do now is after you drag and drop that, the input elements are going to pop up. And now it's asking you, all right, noob, where is the actor? Okay, so what we're going to do is click on this, and we're going to say the actor is the media plate, which it is, and then the background is the CG element, which it is. If you look at your composure, right here is me, the noob, and then you have your CG element being the background. So that's good. And as you can see, like I said earlier, the actual footage disappeared. So this is probably the stupidest bug ever, because a lot of people are running into this and they think the composure is not working, but it's only half not working, if that makes any sense. Now, to fix that, to get your footage back, you have to go back to your content browser, go to your TV player, double click this, minimize, and there it is once again. So number one problem with composure is that thing that I just showed you. So that's step one of pretty much the most common question when it comes to composure. So let's go ahead and go to the composition again. Let's look at the top, and you're going to see that now, if I click here, that looks good, but we have to get rid of the green. So what we're going to do is scroll down, and then what I'm going to do is, after we put those elements in, the actual composure created some stuff for us. So if I go to the media plate, you're going to see that if I scroll down, chroma keying, composure created 3 different passes for us. The first one is a chroma keyer, the first one is a despill, and then the first one is a custom erode material, which we are going to go over just a little bit. Now, obviously, you can spend hours on getting the perfect key, but what I'm going to do is, just to make this shorter, I'm going to get a decent one out of this footage, and then we can keep going. All right, so how to key this footage is we're going to click on the plus sign. And after that, we're going to click on the other plus sign. And then this window will open, and we're going to go ahead and just click that green to get rid of the green screen. All right, so let's go ahead and close that. So if you look at the corners, you're going to see this green ugliness, and all you have to do that is if you twirl down once more, let's see if I'm going to scroll down here, required material parameters, no, not that one, material parameters right here. If you go to the vignette amount outer, there you go. Increase that or decrease that, and that's going to get rid of your little green spill on the corners that you probably won't want. Now, after that's done, this is a pretty decent key, just like that. But let's go ahead and take a look at the despill. Twirl that, and we're going to go click this, and you're going to pick the color that you want to despill, usually by the hair. That did a pretty good job right there. But like I said, you can keep tweaking these, but despill, usually you want to just get rid of that cast, the color cast from the green screen. And if you go to erode twirl, right here, we're going to click on input elements, material, we can actually increase this. And this is like a matte choker. If you're familiar with keying with, like, After Effects or something like that, that is your matte choker. And the only reason why I like this method better is because the key tools in this method is a lot better than my original method. So let's go ahead and leave that as 8, and that should be fine. Click this, and now if we go back to the comp, voila, now this noob is in the living room. So let's go ahead and keep going. If you go to output here, we're going to click output twirl, plus sign. We're going to change this to player viewport for now. 1920 by 1080 is fine. Now, obviously, my lighting does not match the lighting of the environment, but that's okay. You can tweak that and stuff with your green screen footage, but this is just showing you how to get composure working. All right, so now that we have this thing showing up properly, and position right, whatever, what we're gonna do now is actually create a level blueprint so that the Unreal Engine knows when to play this video. If you go to blueprints, open blueprint, we're gonna create a variable right here, and we're going to just say media is okay. Now we're going to do a right click in the big box, and we're going to do begin event. So event begin play, I think. Yep, event begin play. And we're going to drag and drop this media here. Get. We're going to change the variable type to a media player. And then you're going to go to the right object reference. Okay, change the variable type. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is drag that media. You do open source. The asset is going to be the footage. We're going to click on the media. We're going to compile. Drop down. Click that. Compile. Drag the event begin play to that target right here. Compile. Save. And then after that, if you press play, you're going to see that it is working, but I am a little bit dark. So what I'm going to show you next is just how to go ahead and color correct this just a little bit. So with that being said, let's go ahead and close this out. And then we're back here. And what I want you to do is in the bottom right corner of view options, make sure you're having show engine content and show plugin content both checked off. I think by default it's off, so go ahead and turn them both on. And if you click right here in this folder, choose a path, go all the way down to composure content, materials, and then color grading, you're going to see this color grade range. So go back to composure, go to the media plate, and we're going to add another layer of transform paths. So let's go ahead and press plus. We're going to twirl the last one. We're going to go back to that content folder. We're going to drag that to that slot. And now you have this option over here, pre-pass and color gain and all that good stuff. So if I click this, press P, okay, that just disappeared. Press P, and that's gonna blow up the image. Even though it's not showing dark here, it's showing dark when I press play, and that's pretty much the most important part. So the viewer and the export is not matching, so what we're gonna do is mess around with this. Go to the media plate again. We're gonna go to the fourth one we just created, go to color gamma, and then we're gonna we're gonna make the alpha 1.3, and you're gonna see that it's gonna get brighter. Press OK, press play, and there you go. Now it's brighter than before. And honestly, if you want to mess around with the colors, you can do that as well. We're not gonna do that for this tutorial here. So press comp and press play, and there you go. Now I can definitely tell you that when working with image sequence, that thing doesn't go as often, doesn't go offline as often than if you would put an AVI or MP4 file in the slot right here. So do use an image sequence if you absolutely can, because it will save you a lot of headache later on in this footage here instead of an AVI or something like that. Okay, now the last step, I'm gonna press stop here. The last step to get this thing exported, we're going to go ahead and create a new level sequence. And that's the demo one. So let's go ahead and create a new one. That's okay. We're going to change this to 24 frames per second. We're going to go to the composure component. We're going to click the comp, drag it to the sequencer, and then down. And now you see the noob right here in the bottom right. Now, if we go to render this movie, AVI is okay. I didn't turn on the ProRes option. We're going to do 10 seconds, press capture, save, and this is how you export a green screen composure timeline in Unreal Engine 4. So you can see that, it's right here. It's okay. It looks like it's cutting my face off right now, but I can guarantee you it's gonna be okay. And what we're gonna do next is actually open up DaVinci Resolve so you guys can see this footage in DaVinci Resolve as well. Press desktop. Pretty sure it's called green screen, final, and then it should be this one. Okay, this one right here. Yeah, and you can see that it is aliasing. Now, if you know how to fix that, please do let me know. Like I said, I just got tired of not knowing what to do, so I just started messing around in Unreal Engine 4 to get composure working. And unfortunately, this is one of the issues that I am having. So if I go right click here, and I'm just gonna go to clip attributes, auto enable the interlacing, and now you're gonna see that that should be fine. I'm gonna press F and then press play. Oh god, that's pretty my other one. Sorry. All right, so here you go. You can see him inside the Unreal Engine 4 using exposure. Well, I hope you guys learned something new today. If you haven't checked it out yet, please do vote in my road reel short film. If you guys want to support me, that would be really nice. I would highly appreciate you guys supporting me if you vote for my The Blueprint CGI short film. The link is gonna be in the comments below. If you guys have any questions, let me know. And I am finally glad, and I'm absolutely glad that I put this composure problem freaking to rest, pretty much, because this thing kind of really frustrated me for a while. But my question now is, moving forward, if you haven't seen the film video Unreal Engine 4 feature highlight, if you see this right here, and if we are assuming that they use composure for this, my question is, how was he able to bring this guy here? Now, my guess is they did it the way I did it with my original green screen tutorial, but please let me know if you know how to use composure and move the actual green screen there without having to create a plane. Because the way they made it seem like they did it in this video is they legit dropped it and created a composure just like we did in this tutorial, but they somehow managed to, you just kind of see that? The dude just kind of appeared right there, which is kind of jacked up. And I absolutely think they created a plane for that. I don't think this is a composure green screen. I mean, there's a couple of reasons why I think that's so. Because if you look right here, there's some transparent material right here. You see this right here? That is a green screen tutorial. I'm pretty sure they did for this part the same thing I did with my original green screen tutorial. I don't think that is a composure video right there. But if I'm wrong, please let me know, because I would rather use composure to key stuff out because it's a lot easier than my original method. But yeah, leave it in the comments below if you know how to do just that.